Hello friends, welcome back to today's video. If you can't tell by this giant stack, we are doing part 2 of my summer book haul video. If you didn't see the first one, I think I posted it a week ago maybe or so. I'll try to have it linked down below or check it out on my channel. If we have not met before, hi, my name is Tanya and I like to talk about books here on this channel, so if you do too, welcome. Let's hang out together. Like I said, I'm doing a book haul today, so yeah, I will try to justify myself in saying some of these were gifts, some of these were from like my free little library or things like that, or I got very discounted. Either way though, I did get some books. So let's get into it. I don't really have a particular order, but this might be a little bit longer video. I'm not going to go too much into each book. Some of these are popular ones that I think you guys may have heard about, but yeah. This first bundle, nope, not this one, wait, we'll start with this one. This one is actually from a friend of mine, and this one is, it's a thick one. It's The Priory of the Orange Tree. To tell you the truth, I know nothing about it, but I've seen it around a lot. Maybe if you read fantasy, you have as well, and I'm pretty sure there is a sequel as well. I think something with dragon sets maybe. I don't know really anything about it. I think there's just something to do with a court or something. Like I said, I haven't read too much about it. I'll just like to go into it blind. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like sometimes when you see a book this big, I'm like, what do you have to say? Like, is it really gonna be worth it for me to read all this? I don't know. So we shall see. But I do have it. Thank you to my friend Laura for passing it along to me to try it out. So we'll see. The next one is a series. So this one is the Blood and Ash series, but the first 3 books. And if you saw previously, I've actually read all of these except the third one. Actually, I really didn't like it and I DNF'd it at the time. But I just was wanting to go back. I love the first 2, and I found these at a Half Price Books for a pretty good price. So I was like, I'm gonna pick it up and I'll try to finish the third one. I'm like, maybe it'll be better, but I just thought at least to have the first 3. I believe there's actually another one, if I'm correct, in this series, maybe not, but I kind of just wanted to read those first 3, especially the first and second one. So I did just pick those up because I didn't have these. If you don't know, it's a fantasy series, and it kind of has to do with this maiden, and she is kind of separate in society and like protected. She's not allowed to really touch anybody or to really talk to people. It's this whole like world. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a fantasy, I would say fantasy romance series. I really liked the first one. The second one was my favorite. The third one, like I said, I will be honest, I DNF'd it, but maybe if I try it again this time, maybe it'll be better. But the first and second one I really liked, and I was just wanting to go back into that world. And so when, like I said, when I found the Half Price Books, I was like, I'm willing to buy them for a good price. Then this next book, actually, can you tell you're a book buyer if you are buying the series and you haven't even read any of it, or like, yeah. So that is actually, there's, okay, somewhere here. Oh yeah, here we go. These all go together. Okay, so my last haul I shared with you guys that I got the first book of the, what is it even called? City of Bones, or no, the Mortal Instruments, that whole series, because I really want to get into it. I hear a lot about it. So then, and if you're a book person, you'll understand. So I had the first book in the soft cover, like covers or whatever. And then while I was at Half Price Books one time, I saw books 2, 3, and 4, all with the same, you know, matching covers for $2 each. And so of course, have I read the first one? No. Sorry if the lighting goes in and out, you guys. The sun is kind of just setting. So of course, like have I read the first one? No, but then I was like, I feel like I'm going to like the series because people seem to really love it. So then of course I just got book 2 and 3 and 4 because I was like, they're the same cover and I want matching covers if I do like the series. So, you know, you justify it to yourself. So here we go. So I got these 3 for, again, a really great price though. They were $2 each at Half Price Books on clearance. So I feel like that's a justified enough reason to pick these up. So I got 3 of these. Please let me know if you have read this series. I don't really know, is there like a certain order? Because then I also know there's like the Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, or like Clockwork, that whole series. So like, is that after this one? I don't really know how exactly to read it, but I am excited to one day hopefully get into this world because it seems like a really cool fantasy series. Then this one is also one that was passed down for me from my friend Laura, and it is The House of the Cillian Sea. I heard this one's pretty good. I know it's been out for a while. This isn't new, but it's just one of those, again, that's been on my TBR, but I just haven't gotten to it. So I'm excited to see, you know, what it's about, but I've heard it's pretty good. Then this one, I was really excited because this was actually, I think, the first book that has been sent to me by an author, and I just felt so like privileged and so honored that the person even, you know, came across me in the whole land of YouTube. So thank you so much to this author. So it was Joshua Hershey, I believe, but he sent me his book Lynden Falls, and it is a fantasy kind of, I believe it's, well, it's a fantasy book. You can see by the cover, which also looks really cool. So I'm excited, but I'll kind of read to you guys a little bit about it. But it says, Mabel is a rumored witch whose kingdom belongs to Lavian the serpent. Her people are enslaved in darkness, but everything changes when Mabel discovers a book that transports her to a world of angels and demons. There she wields swords of fire and faces Tannen, a spirit-infested dragon. I don't know if maybe that's in there, I'm not sure. Mabel sets off to save her people, unaware that she'll find evil along the way, the mystic lady thrown away in time, and in doing so find herself. Mabel even learns how to break the darkness, but Lavian has different plans. So yeah, I don't know, the author contacted me and I was like, sure, you know, like, so I haven't read it yet, but I was just so thankful that the author, you know, even considered that he sent me something. So that was really nice of him. So thank you so much. If you see this video, thank you for sending me your book. I'm excited to get to it. I don't know if it's also, I don't know if it's just on Kindle you can purchase it, or if it's only print. I'll have to check it out. I'll try to see if I list details. I'll let you guys know on the screen, but it was really nice. He signed it and everything, so that was really sweet. But I'll check it out. If it's on Kindle Unlimited or something, I will try to share it on the screen with you guys. So thank you again so much. I just feel really appreciative of that, so that's so cool. Then, oh my gosh, you guys, again, sorry about this lighting. I'm like, where do I look? I have a light going on, but then this art, anyway, we're gonna make it work. We're just gonna make it work, guys, okay? Then this one was a gift from my husband. He got it. So this is one of my favorite books of all time. I have read it. I just ironically never had a copy of it, and so, well, I think I did at one point, but I borrowed it to someone maybe, so this is why it's dangerous to borrow books sometimes. But I actually wanted this cover and I wanted it in paperback. It is Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. If you have not read this, please read it, especially if you're a historical fiction fan. I'm actually re-listening to it on audio in Russian now, just because I'm like, I just remember I love this book so much, and it's, yeah, if it's good for a reason. If you heard a lot about it, please read it. I also recommend, like, if you sometimes don't know, like, for historical fiction or like for a parent, even for like a book, like, I'm thinking of trying to get this for my mom in Russian because I feel like she would really like it too. But it's just one of my favorite books. My husband was like, why don't you have it? And so he got it for me. It was like Prime Day or whatever, and he got me a copy. So it was like $5 or $6 on sale. So yay, I'm just so excited. It's just so pretty, and I'm excited to reread it again. And then this one is also, again, one that my friend Laura passed on to me. We like to kind of share our books with each other when we're done reading. But this one is called The Bone Shard Daughter. This is another fantasy one. Again, I don't know anything about it. It's one that I've seen before, and I know it's fantasy, but other than that, I don't really know anything. But it says it's one of the best fantasy novels that, well, Sarah J. Maas said that I've read in a long time. Alright. So the Emperor's reign has lasted for decades. His mastery of bone shard magic, powering the animal-like constructs that maintain law and order. Alright, but now his rule is falling. Alright, so magic, some kind of magic system. I don't know, we'll see. I'm excited to check it out. Again, we'll have it on the list. Alright, get into the second pile. Oh, okay. This is like, I am so excited for this. So this was like a whole quest to get these books because, well, I'll tell you what they are first, and then I'll tell you the quest. But it is the Magnolia Parks books, which I know some people will be like, oh, I hate them, whatever. But it's that series that I always talk about, like, it's so dysfunctional. Would I recommend, would I want my relationships to be like this? Not at all, like, never. And I have nothing really in common with these people. Like, they're billionaire, like, Gossip Girl kind of people, nothing at all common with me, but the way the writing is, it always sucks me into the books, and I love them. And I loved the covers, and I kept waiting forever to try to buy them, and I just would never buy them. And finally I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then they got rid of the old covers and made these new ones here, at least in the US, and I was so livid because they're so ugly. And and I just hated them. I was like, they're so dumb. I'm sorry, but they are. Like, they're just so dumb compared to the original. I was like, how did we even jump from this to this? It was so bad. So I was really upset. And then another book friend of mine was like, why don't you order from Blackwell's? And so I was like, what? I didn't even think about it. Because I was going to order on like UK Amazon, but there's all this shipping anyway. So I went on Blackwell's and I ordered it, free shipping. It was great. So I got all 4 books and they're so pretty. I just have them displayed right now. So this is the first one. I'm so happy I have these. I've already read all these. This is the second one. Again, just like such a cool cover, and I'm so excited for the other book that is going to come out in the series. And if you know, these always end on like crazy cliffhangers. I would recommend trying it. See if you like the writing. This is what I would say. If you like the writing and you fly through, try to give the story a chance, the series, because it does get better and like a lot more things are explained as you read into the other books, if that makes sense. Please, I'm sorry you guys, the lighting is in and out. Then these next 3 were ones, I'm just not going to talk too much about them, but they are ones that I found in a little free library, and they're just kind of like school classics that I was going to add to our shelf for homeschooling. If you don't know, I am a mom of 3 kids. I'm also a teacher, and then I will be homeschooling my kids this year as well. It's our first year. So I'm always coming across books that are a classic kind of thing. So I came across Bridge to Terabithia, which I did not have this one. Also, I just wanted to reread it. And then this one looked interesting. It's a nonfiction, but it is a child's life in Sarajevo. And it looks like it's this author's Lada Filipovic, and it looks like it's written by the author. So yeah, so it just talks about their life during the war. And then this one is Hatchet. Again, just like some classics from school. So that when I was like, I don't really remember much about them. I remember seeing them in school, but I was like, oh, they're in the little free library, so I got a couple. Then this next one that I got, because again, I've been seeing this around a lot. I have not seen the show yet, but it is Daisy Jones and the Six. I picked it up when Target was having a sale. I will say, I know some people are really obsessed with this author. I am not like that. I just finished one of her books, which I'll be talking about at my end of the month wrap up. I don't feel like I'm like gun-ho crazy about her. Like, she's not horrible, but I don't think I'm one of those people as much of a fan as others where like they really are like, oh my gosh, 5 stars, everything she ever writes. And I just don't feel like that. I feel like I always, you know, give into the hype, which is why I bought it. But I was like, I remember I actually listened to it, started listening to it as an audiobook, and I listened through a lot of it, but I was like, I still haven't finished it. Like, this was like last year. I don't know, I just don't, maybe it's just, you know, like her as an author, maybe she's not it for me, you know. Like, I don't hate her, but I don't see the hype either. But I am curious to see, because this one is written in like interview format, which I find interesting. So, and I do want to watch the show and see what that's like, but it does seem interesting, so we'll see. Then these ones were, again, just ones that I wanted to add to my bookshelf for also my kids as they get older as well. But these were ones that were free books from our library that they have like a withdrawal shelf that they have there. And so I wanted to pick up these. They're by the same author, Laurie Anderson. And this one is called Ashes, and then this one is called Chains. And I believe this is a series, the first 2 here. Yeah, so there's, I think, one more book actually, but I don't remember the order. I'll have to look it up, but I believe it's about slavery and then like the Civil War. I believe eventually this series goes into, yeah, and all those things. So I'm trying to see, but I feel like I recognize these again from like way back, because these are older, but I don't exactly know much about it. So, but I just also got these for my kids, and also I have a younger brother that likes to read some of these books, so I just like to pick them up. The teacher in me, you know, and the reader. Then this one was also actually a little free library find. You see, I didn't spend all my money. This one is Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. So the reason I just came across this is, so if you didn't know, I also used to work in a library, and I live in Minnesota. And this author is actually a Minnesota author, and he is very, very popular. I know he's written many books, and many of our patrons would like, he was just a popular guy. A lot of people would like his books. Also, again, maybe because he's a Minnesota author and we live in Minnesota. So really trying to support local, but I think he tends to write more mystery. This one is not really a mystery book, I believe. So this one just says it takes place in Minnesota, actually, which I also found interesting. In 1961, it says the twins were playing their debut season. And let's see, it was a time of innocence and hope for a country with a new young president. But for 13-year-old Frank, a preacher's son, it was a grim summer in which death visited frequently and assumed many forms: accident, nature, suicide, murder. Told from Frank's perspective 40 years later, it's a brilliant, moving account of a boy standing at the door of his young manhood trying to understand a world that seems to be falling apart around him. So I don't know, again, I just wanted to try it because I've never read anything by him. Like I said, he's very popular, but I think I might have tried some of his other books because I think he also mainly writes like mystery books, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember for the life of me. I should have probably paid attention more when I checked them out at the library, but yeah, so I just wanted to try it out. Then the next book, this was also a clearance find, is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm currently reading the first one that my friend Laura borrowed to me, and she really likes this series. And again, I found it, sorry guys, I had to switch up my memory card. So then this is the second book in the series, and of course I got it too because I matched the paperback and the cover because I know there's different covers now. And again, you know, I just want the covers to match if possible. So yeah, so I got this one and it was $2 on clearance. And from kind of how I would retell them is they're retellings of different fairy tales, but it also has to do with cyborgs, which sounds kind of crazy. Like when my friend was telling me about it, I was like, okay, but they're actually pretty good. I'm reading the first one right now, which is Cinder, like kind of like a Cinderella retelling, and this one is Scarlet, which I believe, oh, this, and it has to do with actually the Cinder from the first book. Okay, I'm excited. All right, so yeah, this is the second one. Then this one I picked up also, again, it was $1 on clearance. I heard about this book, but it's, you know, it's one of those books where like, I just had heard about it, but I never read it. And I was like, for $1, sure. And it was 99 days. It didn't, I think the dust jacket was missing. I think this is like an adult romance, if I remember correctly. I remember hearing a lot about it about like 3 years ago or so. But I just thought it kind of seemed like a fun maybe way to end the summer. Don't really know much about it except something about like they have to, something with 99 days, because I know the chapters are also like different days, like it's divided by days. So I don't know, I just thought it'd be a cute maybe end to the summer. For some reason it seemed summery to me in my head. I don't even know if it is, but that's just how I thought about it in my head. And then the last couple things, so my husband actually also bought me the Shatter Me series. I have read the first 3 books in the series, and then I had started on the 4th, but then I had to return it to the library, so I didn't have it. So my husband got me just the whole series because I did really enjoy the first 3 books. And then again, also the covers are just really cool. And I can't remember, I'm like, did I already tell you guys about these? But yeah, they're really cool. It's a dystopian series. They have powers. I don't want to give too much of away, but yeah, it's like if you like dystopian, it's a young adult, there's some romance, but there's also kind of like action and political intrigue and like that whole dystopian vibe. I think you'll really enjoy this as well. So I really like it. I like a lot of the characters in there, so I'm excited to see where the series will go. And then the last one, which again, I also can't remember if I talked about this, but it is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gone. And this was one of my book of the month books. This is from July. I think this is from July. I want to say, or was it August? No, it was from July. And it is a retelling of, why can't I think of it? Oh my gosh, it's a retelling, oh yeah, of Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. So it's kind of like that vibe, I guess, with that story, but it's retold obviously from like a different world. And so I'm excited to try it out. I'm currently reading, oh my gosh, why can't I think of words, but I'm reading her book that she came out with, the really cool one with the sword on the cover and the lights, oh my gosh, why can't I remember? Well, that one, I'm reading that one right now, but I just thought this one sounded interesting because I think the other book she's written are young adult. This one is her adult fantasy debut, so I'm curious to try it out. I've only read like, I'm on the first chapter just to try it out, but I'm excited to have that one as well. So there you have it, everybody. There is my book haul for the summer. I'm trying to tell myself, so my birthday's in November, so I'm hopefully trying my best to just utilize Libby and read through what I obviously have before I buy any books. And then maybe for my birthday, most likely people usually give me books or I just buy books. Probably is what will happen. So hopefully I'll try my best not to buy too many books. Unless of course I come across like a great deal, but you know, if you're a book lover, you understand. So hopefully this is it for a while. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.